Hello everybody, so we are on to our writing linear equations, day 2. So our goals are still the same. We want to learn how to write a linear equation using point-slope form. But today we're adding an extra step. If you look at your sheet, let's peep at it real quick. They are giving us at number 1 2 points, and we still have to write the point-slope formula using those 2 points. So we're going to go back up here and we are going to review. So how do we find slope from 2 points? We talked about this in class. We have to use our slope formula, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we're going to practice that down here. We have to label our points always. And now we got to set it up. So we choose our y2 first, which is right here, 2, and we have to put our minus sign. And now here's our blank. What's our y1? Well, it's positive 3, so we're just going to write in our 3. Now we're down here to the bottom. We have x2, which is negative 2. You have to bring the signs. We got our minus sign here, so we're going to plot that there. And then we have our x1, which is negative 1. We got to include that negative 1 sign. Okay, and we got to discuss in class, as soon as we see those 2 negative signs, this minus, minus, we're going to make that into a plus sign. Okay, so now we have 2 minus 3 on top, which is negative 1. We have negative 2 plus 1 on the bottom, which is negative 1. And because it's a negative divided by a negative, we're going to make that positive 1, and that is our slope. Okay, so we're going to go down here to our worksheet. Now you should have this worksheet. This is not something new. We pass this out in class. Okay, so we're writing a linear equation that passes through 2 points. We're using the slope formula and the point-slope formula. So our slope formula that we just discussed is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Alright, so let's do number 1. Oh, and let's not forget our point-slope formula is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay, so we're finding our slope first, which are x1, y1, x2, y2. So we're going to do negative 1 minus 7 over 1 minus negative 3. And look, we got that those 2 minus signs. We're going to make that into a plus. So we get negative 8 over 4, and that reduces to negative 2. So that is our m. So now we're going to come up here, we're going to use this point-slope form. Okay, let's write it again. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So we're going to plug in our x1, y1, and I'm just going to use this top point. This is our x1. This is our x1, y1 right here. So I'm going to plug in. We're going to do y minus blank equals blank times x minus blank. Sorry, we ran out of room there. Okay, so our y1's the first thing we stick in, that's 7. Then we have m, which is negative 2 from right there. And then we have x minus x1, which is negative 3. Okay, we have that x here. So now I'm going to rewrite it. We got y minus 7 equals negative 2 times minus minus makes x plus 3. Okay, all we're doing is distributing and solving. So we got negative 2w minus 6 equals y minus 7. So now that we distribute, our last is to solve. So we're going to bring that minus 7 over. So we're going to add 7. And we get y equals negative 2w plus 1. And that's our answer. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to do number 5. And I want you guys to do 2 and 6 on your own. So again, we got to use that slope formula. So that's our y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I'm going to label my first set x1, y1 and my second set x2, y2. Alright, so let's fill in. Our y2 is negative 5, and we always have a minus. Then our y1 is 1. Our x2 is 0 minus our x1, which is negative 8. We see those two minuses, we make that into a plus. And for our slope, we get negative 6 over 8, which equals negative 3 over 4. Okay, and now we are running out of some room. So I'm going to rewrite this and our slope. So our slope was negative 3/4. That's m. And our point is down here, negative 8,1. Our point was negative 8,1. So now we have to write that y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So I'm going to write it with blanks. Now we're going to fill it in. y1 is right here. That's 1. Our m we found was negative 3/4. X minus x1, which is negative 8. We're going to write that in there. Oh, look at that. Two minuses make a plus. I'm going to rewrite this. And now we have to distribute the negative 3/4 to x, which is just multiplying if you didn't catch that first round. Okay, now we're going to do negative 3/4 times 8, which is a negative 6. And now we're solving. We want to get our y by itself, so we gotta move this 1 over. And now we get y alone equals negative 3/4 x minus 5. Okay, so there's no tricks here. Let's go back, look at this first example. We're 1, finding m. Finding m using the slope formula. And then we're 2, plugging in and solving. Okay. Now don't write 1 and 2 in this space over here because I want you guys to do 2 on your own and I want you to do 6 on your own. Okay, that's all we got.